weather. What conspiracies are we cooking on the menu today?
The ENA series, created by Joel Guerra on YouTube, is an amazingly created abstract collection of videos. The videos themselves represent animations of really old Windows games. The characters, voice acting, and setting itself has me fully invested with the series, and as I was watching, I decided I wanted to unravel, or at least try to unravel, what the series might mean. This is the Entire Lore of ENA. P.S. I recommend you check out the series, link is in the description.
Auction day. These are the utmost grand of days.
The ENA series focuses on a character called ENA, along with her close friend Mooney. They both go on interesting trips around the weird little world, and ENA can be described as representing a two-faced persona, quite literally. When her right side is talking, she appears to be much more cheerful and grounded in reality, able to confidently voice her opinions.
Oh, merci! It is so good to be in your presence again! Please speak to me through the body language of the gods!
When her left side is talking, she makes a little less sense and appears more negatively, especially on herself.
I keep hearing voices inside my head. They tell me to eat my veggies.
Sometimes her left side becomes so dominant that it ends up turning white and completely removes the right side, and vice versa. Mooney displays a lot more sarcasm and is a bit of a tougher friend who keeps ENA stable in her emotions. At some point, Mooney even dismisses ENA's emotional outbursts, and in the first episode proceeds to call everyone at the auction they're attending ugly, which sort of gives you an insight as to her personality. The first episode, Auction Day, has Mooney and ENA attending an auction. They look for a spot and speculate on the potential item about to be displayed. We also see ENA take back emotional control quite quickly after being upset, showing she can override her emotions if she tries hard enough, or if someone else is there to support her. An auctioneer appears and begins showing the item of the day, a dog inside of an hourglass. This scene I do find interesting, despite the weirdness of the world. When Mooney says this sentence,
That dog looks like he has something to say. If you get what I'm saying.
it appears that ENA is able to recognize the strangeness of it.
Wait. No. That was very weird. What is wrong with you?
In a world filled with stuff like this, I was interested in the dialogue after going back on the scene. After the auction attendants begin making offers, they are destroyed by what are called rain rocks falling from the sky. ENA then violently throws up on the ground, causing the dog presented at the auction to appear. Seemingly manifesting the object they wanted in the first place, the episode ends. In a shorter video highlighting the character design of ENA, we see a simple description that tells us the inspiration of her design. The first inspiration being a painting called Before a Mirror by Pablo Picasso, which highlights a character with two faces looking into a mirror, with the opposite side only having one face. Interesting. The other inspiration is the artwork of Ramiro Brito, whose artworks contain very bright colors differentiated by separate lines.
Salutations, sir. May I please enter?
In the episode Extinction Party, ENA wants to tell her friend Mooney something very important. She's told by a gatekeeper of some sort that her exterior is not up to community standards and is rejected from entering.
Her exterior isn't up to our community's typical standards. Present a blood sample at once.
Given the characters we find in the maze that ENA enters being completely strange, what constitutes someone being up to community standards? I have absolutely no idea. Either way, ENA regains control of her emotions and is allowed in after telling the gatekeeper she needs to see her friend Mooney. Now for a hidden detail, there's a character called Mercy who ENA encounters while visiting the maze area. ENA interacts with Mercy with recognition, meaning they do know each other to some extent.
Merci! It is so good to be in your presence again!
In the translation, we can see that Mercy's visible character actions do not match with what she's saying. This is in fact a false translation, and if we get the actual translation, Mercy's tone is that of recognition, then worry, then aggression, and then finally a warning not to accept anything from anyone. I should note that ENA in Mercy's dialogue is in fact pronounced as ENA.
Odds.
Mooney throughout the series pronounces ENA's name incorrectly.
Hey, Ina. Wow, look at the crowd today, Ina.
But considering how another character pronounces her name this way as well, we consider this as a canon pronunciation. ENA goes into a private mirror room where she is scolded by a Rubik's Cube creature with a face demanding its privacy. ENA meets up with a character by the name of Robert. Robert jumps out of a UFO and warns ENA to be careful, as even though Mooney is located behind him, an untrained mind like hers means ENA could end up dying if she tries to go through the maze. The actual translation, however, is Robert telling ENA to forget about her friend, a strong contradiction to his actual statement that she is behind him. He states that what is happening in the corridors is too shameful for words, and he hopes ENA will get out without being polluted by the sins of the others. Two characters warning ENA about the dangers ahead are very interesting ideas, especially when one of the characters is able to recognize who ENA is. Who is Mercy, and why isn't ENA able to acknowledge both the proper translations? A purple hand beckons ENA into an eye, which leads to Mooney's room. ENA then completely freaks out after Mooney says something that doesn't make sense.
It looks like the fisherman became the fish.
In this design, we see that the positive side has mostly taken over. This form of ENA is called Drunk ENA according to the credits. I was a bit shocked as ENA began describing how nothing in the world makes sense.
Can't you say anything that makes sense?
Identifying how the audience must feel looking at the world unfold. They then have an interesting interaction once ENA returns back to normal and reveals her gift that she brought, which is apparently Mooney. The drunk version is a representation of both of them, one side grounded in reality and the other side being very cynical. Temptation's Stairway is by far the most interesting video and is probably the reason you've come this far. What does it mean? What does it represent? There's a lot more abstraction to try and dissect here, so let's get into it. The episode begins with ENA and Mooney gathered at an event. Mooney shows ENA a skateboarding trick before ENA makes a negative remark. This is despite the fact she has her happy side taking over her. Mooney talks about being finally able to make a wish. In case you didn't know, ENA and Mooney both intend to make it to the Great Ruinous, who will grant the wish of anyone who visits it. Mooney then makes an interesting bet with ENA.
We'll make a bet. Whoever reaches the top of the Great Runas and makes their wish first has to pay the debts of the loser.
Whoever makes it to the top of the Great Ruinous first and makes a wish has to pay the debts of the loser. This doesn't make any sense to me, considering that reaching the top first is more of a challenge than reaching it second. Why would the winner have to pay the debts of the loser? I don't know if maybe making a wish has some sort of consequence, or maybe it's so that the loser doesn't feel bad. At this point, it's just all speculation. Then a giant machine arrives and is what I assume to be the gateway to the Great Ruinous, or is actually the Great Ruinous itself. Mannequins are flying everywhere as they attempt to reach it, and we see that Mooney gets trampled by a crowd. In this scene, I suspect that ENA's sad side completely takes over, removing the positive side from herself. We also see part of her body explode as she completely loses it emotionally. We then take the perspective of ENA as she attempts to walk through the crowd, and we also see a timer. ENA then talks to a frog or toad stuck inside of a brick. The frog asks if ENA is here to save the youth before violently kicking her in order to calm her down. It is at this point that ENA's happy side takes over. The toad then informs ENA that she probably intends to make a wish. The toad then states that the Great Ruinous is a limited event, which may explain why all the mannequins are trying to desperately reach the top. Notice how neither of the stacks of people are gathering together to reach the top. They are all in their own separate groups, failing to realize that this is an inefficient way of reaching the Great Runas. We then meet up with a merchant who does seem to have an accurate translation, at least according to the wiki page. He is a strange figure who gives ENA a turon, seemingly for free and at no cost. This is going to sound a bit far-fetched, but the turon is a snack served through the months of December and January for Three Kings Day. Considering the religious significance of the day and the fact that the Great Runas holds the interests of many people hoping to make a wish, this is a very bizarre connection in the context of the animation. Oh yeah, the scene of this dance sequence follows the same choreography of the music video Once in a Lifetime by Talking Heads. Wait, what? I'm truly stumped as to what this means. Maybe it doesn't mean anything, and maybe my analysis for the past few minutes have been baseless assumptions for a completely abstract work. At this point, I really don't know. The Great Runas then gets sucked into a person once the timer runs out, and so does ENA. We see a bunch of mannequins pile up limp on top of each other, and we then see a person with a hole in their face, before seeing stairs scattered all across the sky, seemingly lost in a void floating endlessly. The scene in which a character by the name of Ulysses gave me the most information out of the entire series. We see Ulysses display strange behavior where he constantly appears to shift personality.
The celebration is over.
But it seems your greedy soul brought you here.
Ulysses is the same name as the title of a novel by James Joyce. In case you didn't know, Ulysses is a novel in which the writing style changes in every single chapter, hence the relation to the character's name, who does similar things with his dialogue. Ulysses explains that the divine door for the Great Runas is fully closed. Anna then proceeds to ask this.
Must I assume there is no escape from these lands until that door opens? Well, how much longer until the next celebration?
Why this sentence? Why the word escape? This interpretation is left widely to the viewer, but we know from the previous video and how the characters warn ENA to escape may have something to do with it. Perhaps the figures shown are actually trying to escape the land. When ENA asks this question,
well, how much longer until the next celebration?
Ulysses glitches out, causing a short sentence of binary code to be displayed in the subtitles, translating to 10,000. This is just Ulysses informing ENA that the Great Runas will be open in 10,000 years. At one point, part of Ulysses' body transforms into the painting Inferno by Pieter Huys. This painting, upon closer inspection, is a depiction of people being tormented in hell, and is present when he tells ENA that she will fail. Ulysses also talks about how desires are never fully quenched, perhaps indicating that anyone who makes a wish is never truly satisfied. I'm not saying there is a significant connection, but perhaps there was an intent with the work of people suffering. Their interaction left me with more questions than answers, however. Does ENA know she's trapped? Is ENA perhaps slowly beginning to understand that nothing in her world makes sense? What is ENA's wish? As ENA falls into the holy code, we hear the words punishment is imminent. We then see ENA fall through a large landscape filled with hourglasses. ENA makes her way towards a building, showing a figure reaching out to the sky. The building is filled with flowers containing faces and dogs flying everywhere, and a tank spinning around in circles. Upon interacting with the tank, we see another character by the name of the Shepherd. We see that the Shepherd resembles the design of a painting titled Picasso's Cat El Gato by Norma Salt. The Shepherd, upon greeting ENA, complains of another ENA troublemaker. Does this mean that an ENA in this world is a type of creature? Now, there is a project that creator Joel Guerra is working on called ENA Dream Barbecue. The game is set to release as an interactive game. Now, through the trailer itself, we see an entirely different version of ENA. I won't go in depth as to the imagery on here, as I want to maintain focus on the main video series, but in one of the teasers called ENA's New Voices, we see an ENA with the voice of ENA Salesperson and ENA Meanie. In a YouTube comment by Nola Klopp, the voice actor for ENA Meanie, she writes, "It's been really heartwarming to see the excitement for our salesperson / Meanie version of ENA. So perhaps ENA is considered a species of some sorts within the strange world, and there are multiple instances of her sharing different emotions." The shepherd says she cannot let ENA pass, as the Great Runus would become very angry if ENA was allowed to walk through. This is when the shepherd sees ENA has a Duron, and in exchange for it gives ENA a blood ID. The purpose of the blood ID, according to the shepherd, is that the person holding it has a responsibility of collecting generous offerings for them. Them possibly referring to the shepherd and the herd of flowers and dogs. It appears there is some sort of organized procedure or structure that needs to take place for the functioning of the world. The shepherd falls asleep and ENA moves forward. Now in this scene we actually see a bunch of ENAs floating. Perhaps these were the attempts of previous ENAs trying to make a wish. Throughout the scene we see the ENAs slowly shifting into what appears to be blue mannequins. This makes me wonder whether the mannequins shown are actually people with distinct designs that simply cannot be seen through the eyes of ENA. We then see ENA enter the temple, but we also find what appears to be a data matrix code. Upon translating it, it reads, "Forget your past." Maybe each of the characters present lived completely different lives, or maybe they need to forget their past if they want to meet with the Great Runus. We then see a bunch of mannequins appearing to stamp their fist in frustration, possibly because they cannot find the Great Runus. So maybe they need to forget their past in order to be allowed access through to the entrance. We see ENA approach a banana before the characters Mariah and Gabo appear. During a Twitch stream, it was revealed that these two characters were based off of a religious painting. This painting is not specified, but it is quite possibly Salome bearing the head of St. John the Baptist by Guido Reni. Upon giving the blood ID to them, Mariah gets angry, saying that the blood tastes nothing like her. ENA then completely loses it, telling both of them that they are living a lie.
You're all living a lie!
This shocks Mariah, and she appears almost impressed, even going so far as to give ENA directions towards the Great Runus. Maybe this is a part of a test to meet the Great Runus that ENA unknowingly passed, although this is more speculation. We see ENA make her way through some sort of desert where we see an Ophanium. An Ophanium is an angel who in some religious interpretations is known to never sleep and guards the throne of God. The Ophanium unleashes a character by the name of Findol, who challenges ENA to an interview ritual where they must fight. ENA responds so negatively that Findol feels bad and gives her the route without needing to engage in an interview. Further along the road, ENA encounters what I think are cracked eggs inspired by the painting Deadvlay by artist Tertius van Dyck, and encounters a sort of fountain made of bones after following an orb. ENA stains the water red as advised by Findol and manages to find that the landscape in front of her has changed. As ENA entered the pyramid, I noticed that she would jump in the hallway whenever a black void appeared beneath her, almost as if avoiding it. Just an interesting observation. We finally see ENA approach the Great Runus via a bridge, and looking around we see there are other doors to be opened. Are there perhaps other gods in this world? We then see that Mooney has reached this place first, having met the Great Runus. We oddly see ENA excited by this as she's about to have her debts paid off. Yet it's kind of weird because she didn't get her wish or get to meet the Great Runus. We also see a cane sticking out of Mooney, probably meaning she encountered the shepherd at some point and might have gotten into some sort of altercation. ENA asks how her physical form was able to get to the Great Runus in such a short period of time. I think this is just ENA's weird way of talking and could just be an inquiry into how she got here so fast. Throughout the scene, we also see ENA finally have both positive sides take over her. I'm not sure if ENA ever got her wish answered, but if she did, it would probably be to finally be happy and have a balance between both of her emotions. ENA asks what Mooney's wish was, and she refuses to elaborate further due to embarrassment. Mooney then breaks in half, revealing her new form. Turns out Mooney's wish was to be thinner. Mooney is ashamed.
Alright! I wish to be thinner!
ENA is deeply disappointed, and I am very confused.